All right, let me do a quick update for Orlando Furioso Canto 18, which is a real bear of a canto. I am on I've just finished stanza 160, and it is continuing along. We Some of the earlier cantos were like 80. Some of them were like, oh boy, this is long. It's 112. This one, it's a long one. I am on, I think, EF G, or yeah, I think I'm on G, part G of it, because I'm doing like 20 cantos at a time, which is making it hard to keep track of everything, especially since the story has switched back and forth early on in the thing. Well, in truth, my story will overlook no one deserving glory is a true statement. We were definitely getting everybody listed here, though really he is a storyteller. Aristo, he is definitely a storyteller. He is very much telling stories. We're bopping back and forth between the big battle in Paris with the Sarcians and Ronaldo and Dardanelle, and indeed in this particular bit we finally get back to the young prince Dardanelle coming up against Ronaldo, who is the Christian in this case. And you think, oh, it's a young guy, and he gets speared right through because Ronaldo is an invulnerable armor and has amazing sword, spears him right through, and he dies. And it totally, they were just holding on by a thing. Dardanello actually has given a very stirring speech in passages earlier, which I noted. And it's like he's got his men back up, but then he just gets speared and killed by Ronaldo, and that is it. Everybody flees and retreats. The Agramante tries to be kind of smart, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna try and do a measured retreat, but it's like everyone is panicking, and for everybody he gets back to his stockades. It's like it's only like 1 out of 3 that he does, and 2 out of 3 is dead or fled. So it's not looking good. Looking good for the Saracens. Um, we have had we had just kind of gone into the whole thing with, oh, god damn it, what the hell are their names? I can't even remember their names. It was a whole thing over. They came across, what the hell are their names? Because this is the thing. We have Ronaldo. We have, it's not Orlando. We have not seen Orlando for a good while. Um, Grafone, going to be, he's been restored after butchering a whole bunch of people, and them kind of going, oh, you're not a coward. You've actually been slandered by this guy, and the king who had kind of ordered his punishment really wants to make it up for him. So it's like, oh, we're going to hold a tournament. We're going to have this amazing armor that we got. Unfortunately, the amazing armor they got turns out to not be the merchant who bought it, who sold it to the king. It's Marfisa, who is this invulnerable, amazing warrior woman. And when she and her companions ride up on it from, I think it's from, is it from Jerusalem? It's from one of the holy cities, because they're going to France because they've gotten the Christian call to help out the king Charlemagne. They help out Charlemagne there. She sees it, and she just immediately rides in and grabs it, really offending the king. There's a bit of a battle that things out. Yet again, we have this kind of, it's sort of like superhero comics where heroes have to clash because over misunderstanding. But luckily, they kind of talk it out before there's real bloodshed. They unite. They feast, and now they're gonna go. They're gonna go to Charlemagne. They get on a boat, and we get this amazing storm scene, which actually the heroes disappear, and we just get we hear about the tales of the sailors and the captain battling this storm. At which point, at the height of the storm, of course, Aristo switches us to Charlemagne and the battle, and poor Dardanello getting speared by Ronaldo. So yeah, that's my check-in. I guess I've got some of this in my head. I'm able to recount it. It's good to every once in a while stop and to recount it, or else it will completely evaporate out of my head. It's just it's a fun project to read this out loud. Definitely definitely I can feel the limitations of English here. There's a lot of time where I feel like we're well, I mean, there's a sort of a thing of ye olde language, but I think sometimes we're just kind of juggling word order so we can get the end rhyme right, which is like, I have to feel, Reynolds. I have to feel this is their translation. I have to feel for them. They're trying to do something that's not easy in English, but it's like, yes, sometimes it sounds, it's hard to read just because it's in such kind of a little bit tortured of a word order. It doesn't flow off my tongue, my very clumsy tongue. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment with Orlando Furioso. Where is Orlando? All right, I'll leave it there. More videos later.